Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abishai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders. Salutations to my fellow laborers, the Yakim, that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the confusion of faith brothers joined onto our ranks, to the confusion of faith brothers that are listening and learning around the world, it's time. Step up, stop waiting. To the hopefully elect, the Akwaf, the sisters that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. And it's clear that this sister here who put up this video, Erica, and the name of her video is Swirler's Wake Up Call Documentary Part 2. And it's called Blacks United. But that's how you know that Erica is still being rebellious to a certain extent, because she's referring to our people as black and not Hebrew Israelites. All right. And it doesn't seem like she's acknowledging the Northern Kingdom at all. But flip side of it is that she's putting out that vibration that these so-called white people are Edomites. So that's how you know that this truth is spreading, and it's getting under the skin of these Edomites, man, and that our people are waking up. We had a couple of Edomites approach the line, and over the weekend, and in conversation, Jake walked by, and just to prove a point, we were having a short conversation with a couple of Edomite women, and just to prove the point that how lost our people was, when we asked a brother his nationality, he said he was a Hebrew Israelite. All right, so this truth has Esau shook up, but yet you still have our people, our women, who are going to get destroyed anyway. According to Acts 13 and 15, if you joined unto him, you're going to die with him. All right? And it's just simply that. But it's beautiful to see this sister Erica here, this Akwath right here, waking up to the fact and trying to sound the alarm to her people, to our women, that you cannot, you can't willfully go to your enemy, man. And that in the past, our women fought and died with our men and stood by our men, And through this captivity, the curses fell heavy upon us, which I'm going to read some of those curses. I'm gonna read them, but first I'm gonna let about 4 or 5 minutes of her video play, because it's very powerful. And the imagery, I couldn't vocalize this imagery the way that it's presented. So without any further ado, let's let it play. And once again, this is by the Akwath Erica, and it's called Black United. Her channel is called Blacks United, which she needs to get rid of that, because every person you're gonna see on this screen has brown skin. Not one of them has black skin. All right, it's the Hebrew Israelites, not the black Hebrew Israelites. That right there is a negative connotation, and Esau trying to control the narrative by pushing that word. And you Israelites that do that, you actually helping the enemy and not helping the cause.
Even though these white feminists say they hate their man, you gotta know that they are still the mate of this white man. So they're going to protect that white king as they should in a game of chess. You should be...
First of all, no Edomite is a king. Edomites are servants. All right? They have a temporary position of power which is being taken away from them.
Protecting your black king. But see, they have infiltrated the black community by getting the black woman to turn her back on the black man. The welfare program is a perfect example, which tells us, sisters, that if you need help or want help from the white man, you have to turn your back on the black man. You have to give up the black man. If you want to live in these apartments, your children cannot have a father in the home.
Tom. That's my name, Tom.
Tom.
And you are Mary. That's your new name.
Love is a bird, she needs to fly. Let all the hurt inside of you die. You're frozen when your heart's not If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me.
So I'm going to actually take it back to here. There we go. A little more. Let's let it up too far. Hold on, it's locked. There we go. All right, because the time for, that it is at hand when our women will once again be back in order, all right, and stand in that place which is next to and slightly behind, as you see, our men. Like I said, the images were way more powerful than I can speak, because a woman is not equal to a man. You have to understand, in war, which we are at war with Edom. The Israelites are still at war with Edom. The greatest victory over your enemy is to have your way with his women. And women in the ancient world understood that. They don't understand that today. That's why you get so much flack when you hear Israelite men talking about dominion over the other nations and having concubines and sharing the spoils and the booty of the other nations, especially Edom. And there is no greater honor in victory than to have dominion and use of your enemy's women. And now our women willfully go to the enemy, and they get angry when they see a Jake with an Edomite or a heathen woman. But the truth be said, it doesn't bother anyone more than it bothers the men of those nations. Because the fact that Jake, even in his low state, is able to get these heathens is testament that we're winning, that the Lord is turning the tables. Okay? Because during this time, when you're looking at it on the screen, during this time, we didn't really get to be with their women like that, and in the moment we did, we'd end up dead shortly thereafter. All right, because they would scream rape or whatever, or they'd have a brown baby, which, by the way, their skin is very, very brown, not black, but brown. To refer to these two human beings as black is just evidence of your stupidity and your willful ignorance. Their skin is brown. They were labeled black by the very enemy that has done this to us. All right, look up the definition of black. That is why they put that label on us. And that's why people who are clearly and evidently and visibly brown run around the earth referring to themselves as black to this day. Just like the people who refer to themselves as white are red. They got that red pinkish flesh because their blood shows forth through their skin. They are Edomites. So let's get some scriptures. Let's go straight to the curses. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm going to start in Samuel. This is 2 Samuel, the 30th chapter. And I'm going to read verses 1 down to like 5. And it reads, and it came to pass when David, and this is our king, This is the what? King David. And his men were come to Ziklag on the third day. The Amalekites, which are the imposter Jewish people today, those are the people claiming our nationality, by the way, if anyone who's new or didn't know, had invaded the south of Ziklag and smitten Ziklag and burned it with fire. So, and then it says, and had taken the women captives that were therein, and they slew not any, either great nor small, but carried them away and went on their way. So David and his men came to the city, and behold, it was burned with fire. Their wives and their sons and their daughters were taken captives, which meant all the men of age were put to death. They killed them. Any man that was not old enough to go to war, but was still a man, was dead. They took the children. They took the young men. Any man that's old enough to produce seed was put to death. All right, young men who could not produce seed were just taken as slaves in most cases. All right. Then David and the people that were with him lifted up their voices and wept until they had no more power. And David's 2 wives were taken, so you could have multiple wives. The king David himself had many wives, and his son Solomon had even more. And I'm sure the rest of his sons had plenty of wives as well. It is a lawful thing. You women are going to learn that order again. It's about the men of Israel. And you're blessed to be born a daughter of Zion. That is an honor within itself. All right, in verse 6 it said, and David greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of the people were grieved, every man for his son and for his daughters. But David encouraged himself in Yahweh, his power. And I'm going to jump up to verse 18. It says, now 17. And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day, and there escaped not a man of them, save 400 young men that rode upon camels. All right. And David recovered all, so 400 Edomites got away. All the rest of them died. And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his 2 wives. Okay? So, David got back all that was taken. But the point being is that this was part of the curse that was to befall us, said in Deuteronomy. That you will betroth a wife and another man shall lie with her. Let's go to that. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28:30. It says, thou shalt betroth a wife and another man shall lie with her. And thou shalt build a house and thou shalt not dwell therein. Think of the White House and many other houses Jake built that they didn't dwell in. Okay. And thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Now I'm going to shoot over to 2 Samuel 12 and 11. No, not 12 and 11, Salakia. What was I trying to go to? Yeah, okay. I guess I was right. Yeah, this is said, and it reads, 2 Samuel 12 and 11. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up an evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thy eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son. So this curse befell even King David. It happened to us all. We couldn't get around these curses, man. These curses are on us, man. But the beautiful time that we're living in, though, is that we're witnessing the curses fall upon Edom. Because every major city you go to, even in the South, man, all you see is Edomite women being bed wenches to Jake now, being the wives and concubines of Jake now. And you should really, and you Israelites out there that get angry at that, you have a lack of understanding of the scriptures, and you have to understand that is a sign of the fall of Esau, Edom. that you would actually bedwench with the lowly when your very men are the dominant financial people in society. That's about the only thing they dominate in, because they definitely don't dominate any sport, anything physically at all, especially when it comes to combat sports and sex. They're the least. But, women will flock to money and power. So explain why the well-to-do Edomite woman is always laying up with broke, don't have nothing Jake, or barely making it Jake. All right. Next scripture, probably the last one. This is Zephaniah. Let's go to Zephaniah. Prophet Zephaniah. It's 1 and 13. Micah, Habakkuk, getting close. Right, and it reads, Zephaniah 1 and 13, and it reads, therefore their good shall become a booty. See, that's where you get the word booty from. So it's not just physically talking about the female's butt, but it's also talking about the gold, the silver, the cattle, the children, the wealth, the land, the fruit. That's all part of the booty, and woman was a part of that spoil. And the ancient way, which is coming back, the kingdom of heaven is going to be like the ancient way. All right? And you must understand and have that rulership mentality, and many of you don't, but Edom has it. All right? Edom definitely has the rulership mentality. Remember in the beginning of her video, it's written. Let me see if I can get it to come back up on the screen there. Right there. Black women swirlers. Black women swirlers. Not all black women. All right? So-called black women. All right? That's another thing too. When you hear us say the nigga woman, we're talking about women like these. We're not talking about all of the Israelite women being northern or southern kingdom. Nigga women are like you see right here. And the ones who cleave under Esau and use the system to help destroy their own men, like child support and all that sort of thing, to destroy your own people. You cleaving onto his system. You don't understand. They don't understand what that does to their race, to their people, and to their own sons. All right. But it says black women, nigger women, and Edomites, so-called white men, have flagged my videos because the swirling documentary. YouTube is threatening to shut down my YouTube down. And yeah, that's what they do when things that come out that expose them. All right, I've had many of videos blocked and stopped and just disappeared off my channel because the evidence that's brought out in the videos is just too condemning. I have videos that I didn't even get the little notice or anything. The video is just gone. All right. But this is Zephaniah 1 and 13. Therefore their goods shall become a booty, their houses a desolation, and they also shall build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. But the beauty of it is that Deuteronomy 30 and 7 is at hand. I say it almost every week. Esau is starting to wear these curses like a coat. All these things that came upon us are starting to come upon them. All right? Their women are unruly and taking them to the bank. Their women are unruly and sleeping with all the heathens and sleeping with Jake. They're having low birth rates. Their birth rates are very low. They're dying from opioids, meth, and all these other different diseases. I'm forgetting the meth, not the meth, but now I can't think of the name of it. But on average, 500 a day. So they're truly the minority. That's another reason why they're acting out so violently. And all their lies are being unraveled. And you have to understand the oppression and suppression of our nationality, all right, and the suppression of the truth is how they keep and have been in power. And now, and that power is beginning to, is falling apart now because the truth is out. So with that, I hope this was a motivating and edifying lesson. Call halal Yahweh Shem Abishai by Shem Rakak Wadash Wa Abba Babal.